Hey, welcome back to the channel, my fellow weather junkies. I'm your host, meteorologist Greg Majeski, your trusted weather source here, bringing you the weather without all that social media hype here on your Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Now, before we get going, first I want to say thank you to any new subscribers out there. And if you haven't yet subscribed just yet, what you waiting for, my friend? Hit that subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner. Hit the notification bell so you're alerted on future content. And as always, if you appreciate this report, please leave me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. It does help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. All right, we're going to start off first by taking a look at our GOES 19, our latest technology, kind of looking at the latest satellite and as well as the lightning tracker here across the nation. You get an idea where those thunderstorms are. And we are seeing some storms here this morning across portions of Oklahoma and Texas, kind of lining up there. There's some scattered showers here across the southeast as well. Pretty quiet out here in the west, looking pretty good. And the northeast also not looking too bad here to begin your Thursday. Now, as far as our watches and warnings, it's quiet out there for the moment, but we are anticipating some storms later this afternoon. So Colorado, Kansas, parts of Texas, and Oklahoma. This is going to be the kind of the area that's going to be under the gun for potential severe thunderstorm watches later today. I'm going to show you that from the Storm Prediction Center here in just a second. Now, the surface map, we're still continuing with this lingering system here in the middle of the country. And eventually this thing's going to start to kick off and move into the northeast. So we got a weak high pressure across the New England area. That's going to be starting to give way as we're going to see a trend with the rain pushing off further off toward the east. Now we're going to see enhanced rains here across the southeast as well. We've got a couple little upper low disturbances kind of riding through here. We got some heavier rains here. Obviously, we've been tracking here through Oklahoma and into Texas for this morning. In fact, we can kind of quickly show you that real fast as we're seeing the rains kind of approaching the Dallas area. Some pretty good heavy rains up near Gainesville, stretching just to the west of Denton, and even some showers and storms here to the southwest of Dallas also moving in. So some brief downpours coming into the Dallas Metroplex here for this morning, but otherwise not looking too bad. Now let's go ahead and talk about the latest from the Storm Prediction Center here, hot off the presses. We'll break out the next 3 days. Now today on your Thursday is going to be the most active here as far as severe weather over the next 3 days is concerned, okay? So there you see that slight risk kind of coming from Colorado into the foothills, coming back toward Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. That's going to be our primary zone here for your Thursday. Going into your Friday, well, not looking bad. Generally a big area of general thunderstorms here for a big part of the country, just a marginal risk here for parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Now you're going to notice a pretty good change here. Watch what happens here when I go from day 2 into day 3. Well, day 3, we're going to trim back that thunderstorm threat. Boom. You think there's a front there? Yeah, pretty good bet. We got a little storm system here moving off a little bit. Still got a little cluster of marginal severe weather there across New Mexico and Texas, where it's been for days right now, but at least no major significant outbreaks expected here over the next 3 days. Let's go ahead and talk about the categorical breakdown for today. That's our main concern here. Let's go ahead and zoom in here for you Thursday going into Friday morning. Again, we'll look at your tornado risk, which is running pretty low today. Just a little pocket we got to watch there across portions of Colorado and Kansas and Texas. So this green zone is your 2% risk for seeing tornadoes. Dodge City's in this. Woodward, Oklahoma's in this. Pampa, Texas is in this for today, going for this afternoon. Now, and going into the evening hours. Let's talk about the wind threat. That's generally into the brown. That's about 5% there for Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. The real story here is going to continue to be the hail. We've had some very big hailers out there the last few days. I saw a report of 4 inches in one location, like softball-size hail. And we're going to see that again for today. Now, that shaded area you see there across portions of extreme southern Kansas, going into the Texas Panhandle, Memphis, this whole area in here, this is where the highest risks for hail will fall. We're talking potential 2-inch plus in this zone here, going for tonight, especially into the evening hours, and then going into tomorrow morning. So as these storms kind of get fired up. So kind of a late day type thing with these storms here for today. Now, the next news story has got to be in the early next week. So I want to talk about the day 5 and day 6 outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center. And right now they've got this enhanced area here across portions of Minnesota, Iowa, into northern Missouri. This little swath right here going into Monday and Tuesday morning. And I'm concerned about an increased tornado risk for this zone. I'm going to show you the reason why here in a second, as we're going to have better wind dynamics and wind shear for these storms, unlike what we had here in the last few days. I do believe the tornado risk will be increased here on your Monday. And this will also, that storm system is going to press off toward the east as we go into your day 6. So looking at your day 6, it kind of shifts off toward the east with that frontal system. Although I think the tornado risk will reduce a little bit, but basically from the Great Lakes back into northern Texas as that system begins to progress a little bit further to the east. So Why are we expecting increased tornado risk going into next week? Let's talk about that. What I want to look at here, this is the 300 millibar European model data right here. Okay, so what I want to show you here is basically look at the wind jet energy that's coming into this zone. So we're talking about Iowa coming into Nebraska and Kansas. So a very strong jet energy that's going to be moving up in this area as we go into Monday night and into early Tuesday morning. All right, you're going to have strong southerly winds coming in like this. So that's what we call wind shear. So we're going to have better wind shear, better instability for these storms coming in toward Monday and Tuesday. So mark that and watch this closely through the weekend as we're anticipating potential for more tornadoes across portions of Iowa, especially going into early next week. So let's go ahead and talk about the short term. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're expecting here over today and going into tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to the precipitation mode. We're going to be talking about what we're going to see as far as the simulated radar is concerned. So let me go ahead and put this in a loop for you here as we're going to be looking at the next 40 hours basically here. And as I put this into motion, you kind of get the trend here. Everything's pushing from west to east here across the nation. So storm system's finally starting to kick on off toward the east there. So what that's going to mean is increased rain chances across New England, obviously, and across the southeast as these disturbances move off. You can't help but notice, look at this swirl coming in here on the tail end of this run as we've got some pretty good rains coming here in Southern California. It's going to be this storm system coming in late in the day on Friday, going into Friday night. There it is, that swirl. That's the storm system that's going to be responsible for that potential for that severe weather. That's what's driving that jet energy that's going to be driving it into the plains as we go into early next week. Let's talk about the rainfall totals here. We're going to be talking about that. Some pretty good gully washers in here expected over the next 40 hours or so. And we can kind of zoom into this, especially areas here in the southeast. You're seeing some pretty good rainfall amounts here. Look at these up across North Georgia, 2 inches possible here. East of Atlanta showing 3/4 of an inch there. Check out over toward Louisiana, about 1.25 inches. Texas, 4 inches. Some hot zones here, 4 inches. 4 inches here, 3 inches there. So some pretty good heavy rains anticipated into that zone. And obviously up here toward Nebraska and Iowa, also seeing some pretty decent rains there across Kansas, about 1 inch or so. So even though we're having some severe weather out there in the plains, they're not going to be huge precipitation makers, but they're definitely going to produce some large hail. That's what we're looking at here as we go in toward tonight. Now let's go ahead and talk about the climate outlook. We do have some changes here. We're definitely seeing some very warm weather here across the east. This is going to continue here as we go into the month of May. This is from April 29th into May the 3rd. That's still holding true. We do have an update from you, though, as we go in a little bit deeper into the month, especially you guys down toward Texas. Looks like you're going to be entering a pretty wet period here. Look at the days, the 1st through the 7th. You notice here below normal temperatures down in this zone, predominantly because of cloud and rain cover, I think, there. Things also going to begin to heat up out here in the west. A big warm up here expected out here as we go in from the 1st through the 7th. Now, as far as precipitation, we got a big bullseye there across Texas, that's for sure, going from the 10-day outlook from the 29th through the 3rd. So, again, some heavy rains. Got to watch for that across Texas. This area has been kind of inundated a little bit here with some of flooding and some dry conditions. So they could use a little bit of rain out there, but obviously flooding is something you don't want to see. And as we go into your day 8 through 14, looks like we get a little bit drier. We turn a little bit drier out here, a little drier up here across the high plains, but still wet here across the southwest and here along the east coast as well. All right, that's y'all's update for now. Again, I'm continuing to fine tune and improve the product here for you. Kind of make it a little more user friendly and keep you informed out there. Again, we've got to keep a very watchful eye on what we're seeing for next week. With the dynamics, I think we're going to see more tornadoes potentially going in toward Iowa. It's just a question of how significant is it going to be. Is it going to be an enhanced area? Or are we talking maybe getting up to a moderate area for severe weather and tornadoes into Iowa and portions of Missouri and southern Minnesota? Remains to be seen. So if you'd like to get these updates and you'd like to make this part of your daily feed in your YouTube feed, best advice I can give you is please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted. And I do appreciate any feedback. If there's something you'd like to see in this product, please leave a comment down below. I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. All right, that's it for now. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Till then, you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.